You have to know about the Google Shopping ad, which I'm about to reveal in this video, not only because it generated us roughly $1,033,669 in revenue in total, but also because it gave us a good strategy to replicate across multiple different brands and multiple different industries. Now, the Google Shopping ad, which I'm referring to, is for this product right here. It's a mattress topper. That's essentially the product. And in total, if we look at it all time, all of these different variations have added up to a significant amount of revenue in total for this ad account. But if we go onto the all campaign level, go into the product section, we can see in total, it has generated over $500,000 just from one specific variation alone. And there's different variations because of different sizes, etc., which have also generated us a lot of money long term. Now, how is it possible to be able to generate this much level of revenue from such a competitive product in such a competitive niche? Now, looking at the last 30 days, just to show you, this product still continues to sell. It's extremely profitable, running at a 5.34x ROAS, and some other variations running at a 9x ROAS, 8x ROAS, and beyond. And if we just do a quick search on Google for this major keyword, which is mattress topper, we can see that the brand which we are working with here comes right here in the second row of shopping listings. Now, why is this product doing extremely well for us? Why are we able to run it so profitably? This all has to do with the strategy which we have implemented in terms of the Google Shopping ad side of things. Now, even here, for example, if we just take a look at all of the different mattress toppers which are coming up, a lot of these, as you can see, they're very similar to each other. There's very little differentiation between one versus the other. However, despite all of this, the one we have running here still manages to capture a little bit of your attention. And we're going to go over in detail why very shortly, but let's understand what these other brands are doing. Majority of these other brands, they either have somebody in the product image itself, they either have it on a plain white background, or you just have it simply laid out in a lifestyle image. That's literally the strategy, and this makes it extremely difficult because now we don't really know what's the best approach to take here, whether it's white background only or a lifestyle background as well, because both of these are so similar to each other. So what we did is essentially we kind of incorporated both of these strategies into our approach. What we wanted to do was we wanted to have a background which is not necessarily filled with a lot of contrasting colors like this or maybe this one, but something that's very simple, very white, because that gives us the ability to now add in our product and make it stand out a bit more. If you compare this product to this one right here, you can see this blue one kind of blends in with the blue photo frames that they have right here, whereas with this one, there's no other color besides this one that's as dark, and as a result, that's the one that ends up capturing your attention the most compared to everything else. This is where the real success for the brand we're working with started, the product image. One thing we understood from this approach is you want to do always the opposite of what your competitors are doing. However, in situations like this where it's very difficult to even know what the opposite is, you want to then blend in both of the approaches which your competitors are using to kind of pave way for your own approach, which is exactly what we did here. But that's not the only thing we did. That's only for the product image. Next, to really capture their attention, what we did is we focused on the product title a bit more. Now, if you look right here, the product title is very straightforward. It's really just talking about organic side of things related to the mattress topper, how it's created. This is adding perceived value to the product. Keep in mind, for your product title strategy, it should always be about perceived value plus search engine optimized keywords, and that's exactly what's present here. We have a lot of high perceived value increasing keywords like the brand name at the very end, which some of these details you won't be able to see, but in the start we have organic, because this is very important in this specific niche where things like organic, things like premium, luxurious, etc. work really well, especially for mattress toppers, and that's exactly why this brand was able to generate over $500,000 so far with this product alone. But beyond that, now for the search engine optimization side of things, we have certain keywords in here, so there's how big it is, what's the size, what's the dimensions, is it full, is it queen size, etc. Because again, those are relevant to the searches that are done, and that's pretty much where the product title ends. It's nothing too crazy. I mean, all of these have a pretty similar approach. So really the major kind of differentiation you could do in a competitive niche like this is via the product image itself. But now moving on to the actual things, just the reviews. We actually didn't want to add reviews on purpose because if you look right here, majority of these brands have reviews for their products, and all it does is it ends up blending them in together. There's no way to stand out. And as I always say, you want to do the opposite of your competitors. If majority of your competitors have reviews, you want to have your brand and your product without reviews on Google Shopping. Of course, you should have reviews when it comes to the landing page itself, but it's really not necessary on the product page side of things. But we did add a coupon in, and as you can see, we added a 15% coupon in, and that's because we saw all these other competitors, they either have something like crazy, like 30% off, or it just says sale. We wanted to stand out. We wanted to be different from what these other competitors were doing. So as a result, we kept things very simple, just added a 15% coupon code. And then finally, the biggest kind of thing that we have that's different from most of these brands is the return policy. If you look right here, it says 120-day returns, which again, is going to help. It's going to add value to your overall listing. It's going to make your users want to trust your brand a lot more. Very similar approach to what we do for majority of the brands we handle under my agency, Your Marketing, which, by the way, if you run a brand doing $1 million a year, you need extra help scaling to the very next level with Google Ads, go onto my website at yourmarketing.com and schedule a free call with me to see essentially how we can work together and make that happen. But if you look right here, it's a majority performance max campaigns and standard shopping. That's really all we have running here, nothing too crazy. Well, our main approach here is product segregation based on the collection. So certain collections are going in one performance max, other collections are going in something completely different, and we're focusing on similarities for the products and grouping them together as necessary. And that's essentially how we're scaling this brand to the very next level. But very simple, very straightforward. The majority of the results are coming because of the shopping listing approach we have done here, and this is something you can incorporate. It doesn't matter what niche or industry your brand is in. But if you do need extra help doing this and you run a brand doing $1 million a year, again, go on my website at yourmarketing.com and schedule a free call with me to see if we can potentially work together and make that happen. But check out this video right here where I expose the brand. We scaled to 200,000 a month and more using an approach like this and more.